listening to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hey, this is Arlene.
And I'm Karina.
And you're with us on our Durian ASEAN, where we discuss really interesting matters. And this time we want to focus on business and entrepreneurship. With us is an entrepreneur all the way from which country, Karina?
Oh, Brunei.
Oh, Brunei.
I heard this man is very dashing, you know.
Oh, wow. And, you know, when you talk about entrepreneurship, you seldom talk about Brunei. But Brunei is quite a thriving place for entrepreneurs.
Oh, yes, it is.
So with us is Kamal Ghadafi. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Arlene. Hi.
Hi. So
Hi.
first of all, may you introduce yourself?
Hi. Okay. My name is actually Awangku Kamal Ghadafi Pengiran Haji Suhaimi. It's quite,
Wow.
They always
a long
have long
name.
names, no?
I know. Wow.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, it's Kamal Ghadafi for short. That's my first and second name.
Mm-hmm.
I come from Brunei. I work with the Youth and Sports Department. I work with the youth on entrepreneurship programs at the Youth Center under the Youth and Sports Department. And I also own my own business. Before I come to work with the government, I set up my own business also.
So are you actually with the government or with yourself?
I'm actually with the government. I'm working with the government at the moment, yeah.
And since when that the Bruneian government has become very active at engaging young people in entrepreneurship?
It's been a long time ago, actually. It's been quite a while that we've been trying to promote entrepreneurship among youth. But now it's becoming more and more a vital component of the government because of the situation where the oil and gas industry is not really in a stable condition at the moment. So we've been doing it for quite a few years, actually, for the past 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you were like 13 that time.
Yeah, I mean, anyway,
I was quite younger.
relying on just oil and gas for any country is not a very good business model or a good economy model. Even for Malaysia, we are trying to not be too reliant on our oil and gas industry as well.
Yeah, and that defines you as an entrepreneur because entrepreneurs always look for alternatives. They try to make something out of, problems. They make money out of problems. When there's problem, you make money.
Yeah. Just that Brunei, because the oil and gas industry is the biggest industry that we have here. We're not really relying on oil and gas. It's just that it's the biggest one. So Brunei has been doing a lot in trying to diversify its economy. And we've been we're inviting foreign direct investment also to come to Brunei. So, but to get the youth ready for this is quite a bit of hard work for us.
Oh yeah.
Because entrepreneurship is not easy. It's not just a one-time thing. You have to train for it, and you have to have actually the right mindset for it. So that's what the youth center we're trying to do that here.
Oh, that's actually good. And then when you talk about the young people, then most probably your programs are actually focused on capacity building, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, capacity building, and then making them more adept to what they can do for a better future. I mean, economic-wise, socio-economic-wise. Is it?
Yeah, true.
Can you give us some programs that you've been running to help develop the capacity of the youth in Brunei in terms of social entrepreneurship?
Okay, for the past 2 years, I've been doing a program called Business One-on-One. It's a pilot project 2 years ago. Now it's a stable project. Like I can say, it's a stable project. So what I do is that I will call my friends to do, 1 hour of talk or 2 hours of talk on anything regarding entrepreneurship, like marketing or IPOs. Or communication skills, things like that. And I'll be the one who will be organizing it, and I'll be the lecturer too at the forums. Yeah.
Wow.
So what we do is we invited like a small group of 30 or 20 people to come, and then we'll talk about entrepreneurship, or not just on entrepreneurship, but also capacity building and things like that.
I see.
This year, 2016, we have a bigger focused because the youth center, we want it to be to be a youth entrepreneurship center.
Wow. There's a lot of a lot of work needs to be done. That means let's go back to.
Yes, I've given 2 months to do this.
Oh wow! I want to go back to the younger generation in Brunei, because when we think about the younger generation, especially the millennials, they seem to be quite quote unquote pampered. Are Bruneian youth the same thing as well?
I think I'm one of those millennials, I think.
Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I okay. In a way, I agree with that. But there's a lot of youths now who wants to do their own business, and we've been seeing a lot of businesses online on Facebook or on Instagram, and for the past few years, I've been inviting them to come to the youth, to the youth center, and do their businesses here. Like we organize weekend bazaars and things like that. There are a lot of good ideas, but now the focus is how to sustain these businesses.
I see. Yeah.
So that's why I've been coming up with the networking and the trainings and the facilities. We want them to brand their businesses, not just register, go online and sell, because most of them will do it for a year and then they're gone.
Yeah,
I see.
The sustainability of the businesses is one of the issues, like, entrepreneurship. But then, like they say, when you're young, it's okay to have mistakes. But then it's much better to actually create like something continuous, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And we want them to explore outside the country.
Yeah.
Where they can open their business outside the country. So that's why we will be training them in, like, say, corporate communication or rating their products.
Are they necessarily shy? I mean, when you say corporate communication, are they well equipped with the kind of tool for them to be able to do public speaking, to communicate well with people who are of different culture and all?
Oral, written, and reading and all.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, some of them are, because most of them are experienced outside the country. Like they study in UK or Australia, things like that. Then they come back to Brunei and they have this idea of opening certain businesses, that some ideas that they caught up in when they were outside the country. But then bringing something outside the country to come back to Brunei is really different. So we have to study on the business culture also of Brunei. So that's why we're really trying to make them realize this, because it's not really easy if you have, a business idea outside of Brunei, then come back here in Brunei and want to do it successfully.
I see.
It takes a long time to actually do that. But they are well versed in their ethics as a business person.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, to start with the ethics, because some people can be very competitive, but then they kind of lack this business etiquette. Can you
give an example of that?
Or maybe you could share some.
Some example.
Some example. Like
in Brunei, we have this thing that's called the CNP, copy and paste business culture.
I think it's everywhere nowadays.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, like, because Brunei, the market is quite small. I mean, the population is not that big, and we have a youth population of more than 50%. So if you do the same business, if like 10 people doing the same business, then the market will be diluted.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. So it's like a best man wins business, So whoever does the best marketing or the best communications win in the market.
I see.
So what we're trying to do is to have a different mindset where you can promote your product but not copy and paste what other people are doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
In Brunei we have this business called nasi katok.
What the hell is that?
Nasi lemak in English. Okay, nasi katok is just rice, fried chicken, and sambal. Okay, so you sell it for $1, $1 Brunei dollar. That's like 3 RM.
Yeah.
And it's really selling like hotcakes in Brunei. It's really because it's a 24-hour business and people are hungry and
it's
they
cheap.
want something cheap, really, we call it nyaman lah in Brunei. It's really, really enough. So a lot of people has been doing this, they copy and paste, and the market is quite diluted. And a lot of the other businesses that do the same thing close down. Yeah, they closed down or they slowed down.
I see.
Because a lot of people is doing it. So, and then we have favorites of nasi katok stores that we have in Brunei.
Nasi katok.
Nasi katok. Yeah,
So
when you come to Brunei, you should just.
Yeah, you better let us actually taste that.
Yeah.
Have that.
I think we will try it.
We will
soon.
try it. How about flying this afternoon for that?
Anyway, we will take a short break. When we return, we'll discuss further on entrepreneurship in Brunei.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hey, this is Arlene.
And I'm Karina.
And you are with us again on our second segment of today's discussion regarding on entrepreneurship in Brunei. And of course with us is Kamal Ghadafi, and he has been sharing with us a lot of the interesting insight on the youth and entrepreneurship in his country. I want to focus on the many platforms that Bruneian government has provide for entrepreneurs in Brunei, obviously. Can you share with us what are the platforms? Are they good enough for Brunei's entrepreneurship to flourish?
Yeah, I think at the moment we have one of the best facilities that any government can offer.
Oh, better than you mean the best in Southeast Asia? Or is that
one of the best? One of the best.
One of the best.
One of the best. It's just that there's a lot of different entities doing the same thing, or maybe some add-ons. We have a lot. We have the Ministry of Education doing this. We have the Youth and Sports Department doing this. We have the universities doing this. And recently, the Prime Minister's office, they're also focusing on this.
Wow.
And during the New Year's celebration, His Majesty's Tita, he mentioned about setting up of a SME center in Brunei, but we're still waiting for more details on that.
Okay.
And there's a lot of concerted efforts on this. So what we're trying to do is to focus on not just providing the best facilities or training, but from the Youth and Sports Department, we're trying to groom the best youth to do businesses.
And what are the platforms, if you can mention, like what are the areas? Is it funding or providing places for doing business?
Yeah, at the moment we have seed funding from one government department, providing around 2,000 Brunei dollars to open up a business. And there's also funding, I wouldn't mention the name of the everything, but we have up to until 50,000 to 80,000 Brunei dollars to open up a business.
Oh wow.
For you. Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
Great.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And does it really impact the way businesses are being done there, since the government is giving full support to the entrepreneurs?
The impact is there, but what I've been arguing with I will not say arguing, I will say
disagreeing
that I had.
Discussion.
Discussion.
Okay.
Discussions with my officers is that we cannot just give money to any youth that come up with a very good business plan.
That's true.
Okay, because it's just a business plan.
They need to earn
And
it.
business plan you can copy and paste from the internet anyway.
True.
So one of the things that I am doing at the youth center is for this youth to participate in our forums or discussions and everything. So we'll train them first, change the mindset and everything, because it's not all about money in the end. It's about changing the way things are.
Sharing perspective. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to have vision. What's their mission? What would you want to buy or things when you have your first million, things like that. Because I think the trend from my observation all this time is that when they have money, they will buy a car or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They will so
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
we're trying.
Yeah. So they don't really use the money for business investment. It's mainly for short-term
yeah.
gratification.
Yeah, most of them will be doing short term because, and then most of them will give up when things are not really going well.
Okay.
I see.
And most of them are doing just for a hobby or things like that.
Oh,
So that's why. Yeah.
That is when the investment dies.
True.
Yeah.
And what sort of businesses that they are in Brunei when it comes to the young people entrepreneurship initiatives?
Okay, in Brunei, there's a lot of businesses. They like to do food business in Brunei because it's food is a culture in Brunei also.
Oh, really?
So
We have to go to Brunei.
So that's why I say the copy and paste trend was there. Because a lot of people like cupcakes, for the past 5 years we've been seeing a lot of bakeries.
I see.
Homemade bakeries doing cupcakes.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is they're doing the same thing. Everybody is doing a cheese cupcake or whatever. A cheesecake or whatever.
It's just like sometimes if everyone can have it, I don't want it. Yeah.
Because it's easy to, you just need an oven and you just need to wake up early or stay up, and then, there you go, you have a business. But then most of them are doing in the weekends or doing it when they have their free time and everything.
So it's just like a hobby.
A hobby, yeah. But I mean, like entrepreneurship, it really requires creativity. I think,
true.
Yeah, in your programs, do you inject creativity? Like, do you have like one workshop and then how to present your business in a more creative way to make it more appealing to your, to make it more appealing?
Actually. I will be sharing my experiences on my business model. I'm setting, I've been doing research and development for the past 4 years for my business, which is Loco and the Best Sandwiches. So we're going to be maybe the first local brand of sandwiches that will open in Brunei.
Wow.
But
like Subway.
The challenges are always there. Yeah, like Subway. And actually, I got the idea when I was in Istanbul, Turkey, and I really wanted to have the sandwiches in Brunei. So we recreated our own brand, our own way of doing this and everything. And I've been going outside the country to discuss about the business, and maybe we'll open in Japan this year first.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Japan.
Why Japan?
Yeah, why Japan?
A lot of people ask me that, and I always say, why not?
What attracted, the most about Japan?
Well, actually, when I was mentioning about the sandwiches to my partners in Japan, they were like, oh, why don't you open in Japan? So that was our first step to realize that, hey, this product can be international.
Is it easy doing businesses outside of Brunei for Bruneians?
Pardon me?
Is it easier to do businesses for Brunei outside of Brunei?
For Brunei, outside of Brunei?
Yeah.
It's actually, there's a lot of work on that, At the moment, we have 7 countries that are actually interested in doing our brand to open in their country. South Korea already showed interest. Malaysia, Indonesia, the United Kingdom, Cambodia, and where else? Singapore. So we need to study the market first, and then we need to have a strong platform where, when we bring our brand to that country that we want to open, that it can be a sellable product.
Yeah,
and we have to study the culture and everything. Yeah, because our sandwiches, the large one is bigger than an iPad, and we have 7 types of vegetables in it, and we have other like chicken or beef or whatever in the sandwiches. So it's quite a big sandwich
for a big
that
appetite
you can share with people.
It's just like what they serve in Germany.
And then in Japan, we have to study because they don't really like to eat big stuff.
Yeah, the portion
Yeah,
is
so we
quite
have a
small.
The portion is quite small. So we need to consider, is it a good way to promote our product in Japan first, or in Brunei first, or in Singapore, or in KL first? So to have the right mindset for this, there's a lot of trainings to be done. It's the same thing when the other youths wants to do their products, like let's say cakes or cupcakes, or the bakeries. Because we need to find out where you can buy the stuff, will people like this? Is it too salty? Is it too sweet? Things like that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like good, like overseas, if you start a business, you go with your countrymen. That's the role of cultural solidarity overseas. Maybe you can try from there.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's the success behind Chinatowns all over the world.
That's something that to be taken into
I think
consideration.
it'll be easier to sell durians more in Asia more than any other thing.
Yeah, completely true. Anyway, we'll take a second break. When we return, we'll discuss further on the third segment of Southeast Asia, and this time we will be focusing the same thing on Brunei's entrepreneurship.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hey, this is Arlene.
And I'm Karina.
And you are still with us on our Durian ASEAN discussion at the Durian Heat. So with us still, Kamal Ghadafi will provide insights on Brunei's entrepreneurship. If just a bit of a trivial on Brunei, there are over 70% of businesses that are still in the small and medium category, which is great. SMEs usually will provide, the core of the domestic business and economy for the country. But is there a need for them to move up, their ladder, maybe from a low level SME to maybe a high level, high technology SME? Is there any focus by the government right now to do that?
Yeah, there is for the past few years actually, and we want what the government's vision is actually to have the SME to grow more further in their businesses, not just in Brunei but also outside the country. And there are certain SMEs that open in our neighboring countries here, like say in Miri or in Limbang or in Labuan. There are also investments by SMEs in Miri, especially in Miri, because the market is quite big and there's quite a limited market here in Brunei. And there are concerted efforts by His Majesty's government towards this. As I mentioned recently, His Majesty's Titah during the New Year's, mentioning about setting up of an SME center that will be done by this year. There are also certain how can I say this? In the Prime Minister's office, they're setting up a new department, especially for entrepreneurship and businesses.
I see.
And so we'll be providing more and more trainings for this SMEs owners, and there are also other entities, non-government entities like the Life Wire or the associations like YEAB, Young Entrepreneurs Association of Brunei. As I recently know that the Ministry of Education is also doing this for students, and we have in the university the University Brunei Darussalam Entrepreneurship Village.
Good. So actually, your Ministry of Education injected entrepreneurship within the curriculum in Brunei, is it? Because I'm also a visiting lecturer to one of the universities here in Polytechnic Brunei. So I was appointed last year, and what they told me is that now they're injecting entrepreneurship courses to all the students in Brunei to learn about entrepreneurship. Oh wow, that's good.
Not specifically on business, but to have an entrepreneurial thinking. So it can be anything, because not everyone can do business. Some people are talented in managing. Some are, most are talented in financial abilities. Some are not.
Financial literacy.
Financial literacy, Some are good in promoting, but not good in selling.
I think like another aspect that you can look into would be financial literacy, because you have the ideas and all, but then like you said, there are those they just wanted it for a short term. They just buy a car or just to gratify themselves in a instant gratification. So I think financial literacy is really good.
Yes, it is actually. It's very vital for any businessman around the world.
And it's not just businessmen, I think for any individual in this world, I think having a literacy in finance will help you a lot in the future.
That's true.
Especially social security. And nowadays, younger generation, especially in Malaysia, a lot of people are facing bankruptcy at a very young age.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about it. I've listened to some reports. I mean, I've read some reports on it also through my connections and my networking in Malaysia, even in Singapore and everything. It's quite vital for us. I mean, it'll be really important for me too, because I'll be handling a few businesses starting from this year. So,
the
we're bringing in some businesses right too. So the main focus will be for us to know how to manage our financial abilities.
I see. Financial abilities. And I think we want to move on to another area when it comes to Brunei. What are the challenges that usually you yourself as an entrepreneur, I would say a seasoned entrepreneur, would face that is more of a non-tariff barrier, barriers that you wish the government could address?
Okay, there's a lot of bureaucracy in setting up a business, especially for young people. Because, I mean, it's maybe it happened also or anywhere around the world in any country. It's not easy for, let's say, a bank institution just to give up money and lend them to a business owner, and without them knowing how to manage it, right?
Can you give example?
So one of we have SME loans here in Brunei, but it's been stopped for the past few years, if I'm not mistaken.
And the reason is?
Because not a lot of people, not a lot of businesses can pay back the loans.
And these are small loans, right? They are not like huge in millions sort of loans.
Yeah, the loans here, there's a few categories. There's like the small SME businesses that can go up to like 50,000 or 80,000. There are loans that can go up to a limit of 5 million Brunei dollars, or the minimum will be 2 million Brunei dollars. But it's up. It'll be categorized like what kind of business that you want. Like opening a restaurant, you will not need 1 million to do it, right? Just a few $100,000. But then, they're looking into what kind of restaurant you're opening. If it's just a cafe, just serving burgers or drinks, then it'll not match with what you want to do.
That's true.
And then recently, last year, I was a judge business plan competition for students and young people, and most of them have very, very, very good business plan. And as I say again, it's just a business plan. And when we look at how they want to pay the employees and everything, it's quite ridiculous. Like they wanted to propose a $500,000 loan.
Oh wow!
But then, it goes up to. I was really surprised. It was one paperwork was up to $500,000 loan, but then they pay their employees very, very low. So that's the mindset that we want to change, and I think the limit of a business is actually the person who will be running it. And that's what I always say to people that I train. Like if you want to pay yourself a very hefty, a very large salary in the end, every end of the month, but it needs to coincide with what business you want to do. Like if you want to open a cafe, you cannot pay yourself $8,000 a month when your market is quite small, and we're talking about a population of not more than 1 million in Brunei.
I see. Wow. So at the end of the day, if you have one takeaway that you want to share with entrepreneurs in Brunei and maybe in Southeast Asia, if they want to excel in doing business and not make business as just another hobby or a short-term revenue for them, how can they sustain it and how to make it better?
Okay, the situation now in ASEAN is quite, because we have countries who have a very good model of doing businesses and training for entrepreneurs. We have some countries that don't do that, and we have some countries who have limited financial abilities and everything. So what I would say to entrepreneurs first is that train yourself first about entrepreneurship. Don't just jump into the ship and then trying to be a very, trying to steer the ship, believing yourself to be a very, very good captain, but not training for it. So there's a lot of limits here and there. The situation now is really supporting for ASEAN to grow, and we want, especially with the setting up of the establishment of the ASEAN community already. So there's a lot of things that we need to look into still, especially in any local government, especially Brunei. Talking about Brunei, that we still need to train young people to be more entrepreneurial, business savvy minded, and to have this vision that their businesses, how to contribute to the nation itself, and how to contribute to other people, and how to contribute to the region. So there's a lot of things to be done, and there's a lot of networkings to be done. And what Durian ASEAN is doing is also very good. Opening up the minds of youth to realize that they were not stuck in Brunei. We can do business outside the country. There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities outside the country too.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, just keep on doing whatever that you love and persevere ahead. That's all for our segment today. Thank you very much, Kamal. Thanks for sharing your views with us.